Welcome to As the Story Grows. I'm Brian Patton. How about a bonus drummer episode this week? Today we welcome back Stephen Osicki to the podcast. Stephen is in a new band called Carried Away by Owls. Their Pink EP came out in February. Stephen talks about leaving Caterpillars, what's happening with Fake Lives, Real Demons, and how he got involved in this new band. I'm a fan of the Carried Away by Owls EP, and I hope you enjoyed this update on the musical projects of Stephen Osicki. Yeah, well, let's go back in time. You decided and made this announcement that you were quitting music. You were out of Caterpillars. You sold your drum kit. What led to that decision?
Well, at that time, it was like it was a lot for me. Like, I thought, like, for real, I was done. Like, it was like I was like over music. Like, I was not happy at all. It was more not being happy, and anything was making me happy because, like, I was just really emotional when it came to the band. Because I was in the Caterpillars for years, like, over 10, and this came to that point where I wasn't happy, and it became like a really, like, I guess, a confusing thing. Like, was I happy with the band? Was I happy with music? Like, what was it that wasn't making me happy? And so I just decided to quit everything, like quit the band, quit music and stuff, and just focus on my kids, see if that would make me better. Because it was definitely a mental health thing. Yeah. And just like trying to get, trying to understand what I'm going through and stuff, and then get that out of the way and push that away and see what I can focus on. But then when time came and stuff, it's just like, well, that didn't really change anything, and I was just like, man, like, and then I started missing music, and I did realize, and I hate to say it, I did realize it was the band. It wasn't music itself. It was the band that I started not being happy with, I felt out of place. I felt like I wasn't part of the band anymore, because back in the day, I used to be like, I used to do everything for the band. Mm-hmm. I used to book the shows. I used to like talk to people. I used to pretty much do everything. And then stuff changed, and I felt like I just got pushed aside, and there was a lot of arguments going on, and it was just like, I don't, like, Ben moved, so that started the whole thing. Was like, we still made 2 albums with Ben gone. Yeah. But it was just like, it wasn't like we have practice, we have to take shows, we haven't done anything. I was just at home arguing with people on the phone about what we should do with the album and how we should release it. And then they started taking stuff away from me, and it just became this big thing. I'm just not happy anymore. It's just, I think music's taking me down. Yeah. But then, like I said, like, it was pretty much the band, not really music, because I started missing music a lot. Yeah. Yeah. And I love Chris, I love Eric, and I love Ben. I love them so much, and I still consider them my friends. Everything is just, I just felt like I've betrayed a little bit with some things, and I just had to move on from it, Yeah. That was that, I just took a break from music. Not a long break, but I took a break.
Yeah. Do you think COVID had an impact on that, like, interpersonal stuff with the band, where it's like, because there's not shows and getting together maybe as much, even though you have this record that came out of it, like, do you think there was just like, all right, people are now looking for different ways to interact with the band and be a part of it? And
yeah, I mean, I could see that. And COVID was pretty much like, it was hit or miss with COVID. Like, we released 2 albums, and we got a lot of work done at home. and then just going to the studio and stuff, and that was really cool. We had a lot of opportunities there, but yeah, just not seeing them that much, not being connected as it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it took a toll. It definitely took a toll on me, being home 24/7 all the time, doing anything. And I think that's where the mental health came from,
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the band too. It was like my wife and everything. Like, it's just a lot of things. This became like a really emotional experience for me and stuff. And luckily, everything is all good and great now. Yeah. Not that my wife and I were never great. It was just, being home 24/7 all the time. It's told anybody.
Yeah. You start to butt heads.
Yeah.
I just talked to Josh Ashworth the other day. And we mentioned so we mentioned his guest spot on the Caterpillars record, and he said you had reached out to him. What led you to reach out to Josh for that, like way back in the day?
Josh, I'm trying to remember how that even came about. Josh and I were friends before that.
Yeah.
So I knew Josh before that and everything, because I was a huge fan of Society's Finest. And him and I played in bands together. Like, I even played with Society's Finest for a couple practices.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So the tryout and everything, but the band just kind of fell off. It didn't do anything. It was like a reunion thing that they tried to get back together, and this kind of it was 2 practices, practice and a half. And we played. I played in another band with him, with members from his band called Evelyn, back in the day. Okay. And so I knew Josh, because we became friends. We liked the same kind of music, and he started liking Caterpillars a lot. And he heard his stuff, and so I asked him. He heard the 2 songs,
yeah.
And he's like, "Oh man, I love this so much." And I said, "Well, won't you be a part of one song?" And so I just asked him, and that was pretty much it,
Yeah.
And that was our heaviest song on the, or on that album, if it was heavy at all, but, and that's just how it was.
Well, before you left Caterpillars, you recorded the drums for Frontier for the Fallen. How was that process different? The writing and recording for that different because of the pandemic?
Well, it was pretty much the same as the album before that.
Okay,
we did the same thing. So it was easy. It was simple. I just recorded the drums on my electronic drum kit.
Yeah.
Gave them to Eric, and he did what he did. So it was pretty simple. I missed the real drums, acoustic drums in the studio thing. But I still love how technology and how everything's going now, that I can just record anything I want at home and then make it sound like real studio drums with a program. It's nothing different. I'm still playing drums. I'm still doing everything you would do in a studio. It's just so that's simpler because I can edit it myself, put it in the right spots and stuff, and send it over to the guy mixing it, and he can mix it right to the music. So it's easier, definitely easier.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I enjoy it. I do miss acoustic drums, and when we practice the new band, it feels so good. We practice once a month, maybe once every other month. That's how much we practice. We don't practice that much.
Yeah.
Singer lives in Houston, which is 5 hours, I think, maybe 6, I don't know, away from us. Everybody else lives in Longview, so we can get together, but as a practice as a band, I only get to use a acoustic drum kit maybe once. Once. But everything else is electronic drum kit, even practicing at home, playing with my kids, it's electronic drum. So I got more used to my electronic drum kit with everything. Just practice having fun, recording.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a lot easier now than this, how it used to be, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a Alesis Nitro kit.
Okay.
It's a cheap, I wouldn't say cheap, but it's a, not one of the most expensive drum kit, electronic kits.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it does the job, I added some cymbals to it. I changed the snare to it. So like I made it my own, and it's not just with everything that came with the package, So I made it my own to work for me, and I got my computer set up with it, and
nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm staying patient, waiting for something from someone that I've never seen. Well, I told you, I'm not taking you in. I don't care who it is. This time it's real, this time it's real. Same talk, born in love, but burnt in haste. All of the while, I'm entrenched.
Let's talk about Fake Lives, Real Demons. Real fast, you guys released Liz and Randy, Snake Charmers.
Yes.
2021. What's the status of that band?
I have no clue. I wrote drums, recorded drums for like 6 other songs.
Okay.
3 new songs and actually 7 songs. 3 original new songs and 4 songs that were cover songs.
Cool.
We were going to do a cover EP and stuff.
Yeah.
It had to start a new band that he started practicing with. That's like local, so he used to like practice live and go to shows and thing. And he has his own thing. And Matt, their singer, is just waiting. so yeah, it just didn't happen. It's not. We didn't break up, and me and Ryan actually just talked about finishing the songs. We're just really busy with our new stuff, and we don't know. We don't know if it's going to happen or when it's going to happen, but it's still there. The drums are still there.
Let's talk about this new project, Carried Away by Owls. How'd this get started?
Well, my friend Nick, he wasn't my friend at the time. He messaged me on Facebook. Well, okay, let me go back. I have a friend that I only met online that I've been talking to online, Nathan, for like a couple years now since I moved here. Yeah. And he was in a band with Nick and some other guys, but he kept on talking about me because he liked Caterpillars. And we talked about doing shows together, never happened and stuff because, the whole pandemic and me quitting the band and quitting music.
Yeah.
And so him and Nick were going to try to do another project. And so they took me out to lunch. And Nick messaged me on Facebook, said, hey, I know you don't know me, but hey, I'm interested in playing music with you if you want to go out to lunch with me and Nathan and we can talk about things. I'm like, okay, that's fine. We had lunch together. We talked. I got to actually meet Nathan in person, not just online, and I met Nick and stuff. And they're local from my town, so it's really cool. But because I don't go out, I don't do anything. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I don't even drink, so I don't go to the bar or anything. So I don't, So it's like I don't meet people.
Yeah,
I don't meet people. So if it's not online, I don't, So it was really, So it was really cool that I got to play, got to meet them and stuff, and then we said, okay, let's do something. And so us 3 actually got together a few times at Nick's house, and we just started jamming on things, writing our own music. And Nick was already in a band with this guy named Matt called Carried Away by Owls. They were already writing music, just them 2. Okay. And they never got anywhere. Like they just had these songs just done, and they just never put them out, and they never finish the songs. They're done, just not mixed all the way, And eventually that's like only a few months ago, started finishing things and released them like a singles.
Yeah.
And I was in a band with Nathan, Nick, and this other girl named Tiffany that we asked to join our band. She had an amazing voice, but it just didn't work out because she was so busy with her kids and her modeling and everything, so it just didn't work out. So Matthew, the guitar player singer from Carried Away by Owls, was like, hey, would you be interested in playing drums for, our band?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I really like your music. And I says, well, if I play drums, can Nathan, our bass player, play bass in the band? He's like, yeah. So we just kind of just took that band and put it towards their band and meshed together. And that's how we got the EP, and that's how we got the new songs that we're writing right now.
Nice.
And yeah, and that's where we are, And like you said, he lives in Houston, so we only talk on the phone, or that's pretty much it. He sends me music back and forth. I see Nick and Nathan, but but as a whole band, we don't really get together except for on the phone. So it's kind of like Caterpillars again, but at least with Nick and Nathan, I can actually contact them because they're local, and do things with them and stuff. It's just when the singer comes, we just have to wait a couple months or a month and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm like super happy with this band. Like, it's weird, like how the music and my like emo, and then I guess like hardcore and stuff, and it's like I think it's a really good mixture of both. It's not really heavy, but it's like maybe like in a way of like Deftones heaviest at some parts.
It's kind of like Holy Fawns-esque, where like if there was screaming in there, you'd be like, yeah, totally. That works.
Yeah,
but it's in that vein of like that post shoegazy.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. So like it hits the spots on everything I love, emo, heavy, shoegazy,
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's like I'm like in love with these new songs. So we're debating if we're doing an EP or an album.
Mm-hmm.
But we have tons of songs to do either. So like we're ready to do it. We just got to finish them up, and we are going to be releasing the single soon, just to get things going again. That might be on the album or EP, whatever. But we just want to release one song.
Yeah, and
I'm really excited about it, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything yet about it, but if features somebody, awesome. Yeah, but it's getting there. But we want to release that song as soon as we can.
Okay.
To get something going, because it's going to be a while before we actually have another EP or album out. So we want to have something out there, to get it out more.
Yeah. Yeah. The Pink EP, is that Sunday Real Estate inspired?
Honestly, I think it is, personally, but I didn't name the EP.
Okay.
Matt did, and but his idea actually is to have tons of different EPs from different colors.
Okay.
So it'll be pink, or the first one was pink, next one will be blue, and whatever, red, whatever he wants, and but when I first heard it, I was like, this has to be Sunny Day Real Estate inspired.
It makes sense. Yeah.
At least it would be for me, since I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. Is it good for you, like being in this place where like there's no pressure to play shows or tour, and just like it's just making music for fun?
Yes, it definitely is very helpful. It makes me have time for my kids. Mm-hmm. It makes me have time for my life. I just I go to my office where I have my drum kit, record my drums, edit it a little bit, send it to Matt, and I'm done until he asks, hey, here's another song. Yeah. So, yeah, it makes the things a lot easier. That being said, I am so ready to play shows again and get out there and, and just play local shows. Like, will I tour? Will I do all that kind of stuff? No, I probably won't never tour again. Yeah. I think touring for me is over unless it's like somehow a huge tour that we get paid a lot of money, kind of thing.
Right.
But besides that, no, I just think it's just locally, local shows here and there, not even playing a lot of shows, just like once in a blue moon kind of thing, just us practicing and writing music. I think that's all I care about now.
Yeah.
As long as the music is heard, and that's all I care about.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
like our singer Matt was like, he doesn't even care if the songs get released. Not in a bad way.
Right.
I don't mean in a bad way, but he says like he just wants to do it for fun. Like he just loves the music he's writing. He does it. He's not in that mindset that he doesn't care that people listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to get it out and just play it. But I'm like, dude, like your voice is amazing. The music you're writing is really good. It has to be heard. So I'm the kind of guy that's like pushing it out to be like, okay, we need to get this out. He's like, okay. I was like, do your thing. I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
So I'm going back to like the old social media, promotion stuff like I did with Caterpillars with this album. So it makes me, excited again to be able to do that kind of stuff again for this band.
As a stay-at-home dad, are there things you've been enjoying watching, listening to, reading lately, or is it just like Bluey all the time?
It's Bluey, Blippi, or Disney movies like Encanto or Moana. That's like the 4 big things. But I've been going back to like bands that had albums that I never gave a chance to.
Okay.
Like Norma Jean. Like I've been listening to Norma Jean's latest stuff. Yeah. And not that I never liked it, it's just I never gave it a chance. Mm-hmm. I was always like a big Redeemer, Old God, the Aftermath, fan. And a Blessed Tomorrow, of course. But like that was like my Norma Jean, And so I just never gave the other stuff a chance. Yeah. But now I'm going back and I was like, oh man, I missed out. Like it's like so good. I'm going backward. I listened to the first album. I listened to the latest album first, and now I'm on All Hail right now. And I'm like, oh man, like All Hail is incredible. Like I was like I'm just blown away. But yeah, I'm just going back to bands that have albums out, and just doing that. And I also found this new band that actually I found today. It's called Gatherers, like that. Okay. And they're really good too. They remind me like Glassjaw mixed with like Torture Moray. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, they're a really good band. But besides that, I just watch movies with the kids and hang out. I'm just excited about the band. I'm really, really happy with the music I'm making. And I haven't been this happy with music in a long time. And I love the guys that I'm doing it with. And I'm just so excited about showing them this single and announcing the person that we're featuring, because, I think it's going to be a big deal for us. Yeah. And I'm just excited. I'm excited about getting our music out and getting people to hear it. Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of features, how'd the feature with Chris from Mineral work out on the last Caterpillars record?
Well, I love Chris. Chris was just so nice to me. Like I met him like once at a Mineral show. And like when he did the reunion Mineral show. Yeah. And I met him, I talked to him, and he was like so nice, and we became Facebook friends. And we never really talked on Facebook except for here and there. Yeah. But he always said, he always commented on my comments, like my pictures, like, oh, you got a beautiful family. I hope you guys are doing well and everything, he always like messaged me like happy birthday, like just out of nowhere, like wow, Crystal Mineral, like it's like taking his time out to like, so it was like a big deal to me, I'm just like, wow, a guy that influenced me.
Yeah.
Just like William Goldsmith, and like man, like that's one thing about social media on Facebook. You become friends with people you don't expect you ever become friends with and talk to, So that's really cool. But we just became friends, and I just asked him, I was like, hey, would you mind doing a vocals for a song that we think you would fit well in? And he lives in Austin, Texas, which is only 4 hours away from us.
Yeah.
And Eric lives in Austin, Texas. So he just went to Eric's house and recorded his vocal part, and that was it. And
nice.
yeah, it was. I think it came out amazing. I was really happy with it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's same thing with Jonah. The same thing happened with Jonah from far when I'm drawing. I just asked him, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." It's just like people that you just don't expect to be like talking to that are just so nice. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm like, heck yeah. So the same thing with the next person. Like I asked his brother, and his brother become friends with him on Facebook, and he was like, yeah, I'll talk to him about it and everything and stuff, and he liked the song, and he was like, yeah, I'm down to do it and stuff, and and I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. I'm just excited. I'm really excited, and sorry, I'm all giddy.
Thanks for listening to As the Story Grows. Our intro music was written and composed by Jeremy Hunt. The As the Story Grows theme is by Bob Nana. If you like what you hear, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and give us a rating and review. If you'd like to support the show financially, you can join us at patreon.com/asthestorygrows. Be a part of our community and join the ongoing conversation over on Discord. If you enjoy this episode, share it on social media with your friends. Much appreciated, and thanks for listening.